comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing, all is merry and bright.
Today's lesson is fractions and decimals. We're going to write rational numbers as decimals and write terminating and repeating decimals as fractions. Our Indiana Academic Standard is 7.1.7. A terminating decimal is a decimal that ends. One way that I remember this is because of the movie Terminator. The job of the Terminator was to end or stop someone. So a terminating decimal ends. A repeating decimal is a decimal with the same block of digits repeating infinitely many times. We use bar notation when we have a repeating decimal. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down the notes. Example 1, writing a terminating decimal. A customer at a delicatessen asks for a half a pound of coleslaw. The scale reads 0.5. Is the customer getting the amount of coleslaw she requested? Explain. Since 1/2 equals 0.5, the customer is getting the correct amount of coleslaw. Writing a decimal as a fraction. Write 1.72 or 1 72 hundredths as a mixed number in simplest form. Anything in front of the decimal point is going to become your whole number, part of your mixed number. So here we have 1 in front of the decimal point, so we have 1 whole. Then we have to write the decimal part as a fraction. We place everything after the decimal on top of the fraction bar. Then underneath the fraction bar, we're going to put 100. We always write a 1, and then how many ever digits there were after the decimal point is how many zeros we would put. Also, if you remember how to read these numbers correctly, that this is 72 hundredths, you can hear what number to put underneath. Now, both 72 and 100 can be 72 over 100 can be simplified. They can both be divided by 4. 72 divided by 4 is 18. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So our final mixed number is 1 and 18/25. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down these notes. Don't forget that you have to have a question written down. So be sure to be thinking about what questions you have and jotting them down as they come to you. Now we're going to be writing a repeating decimal as a fraction. Write the repeating decimal of 0.18 repeating as a fraction in simplest form. Now there's a pretty complicated way of going about doing this. I'm going to teach you the shortcut way. So we're not going to use all of this work here. Simply put, take whatever is after the decimal point that's repeated and put that above your fraction bar. Now, if whatever's being repeated is 1 digit, you put 19 underneath it. So if, for example, it was 0.3 repeated, you put 3 over 9. If it's a 2-digit number like this one, 0.18, you put 18 on the top and you put 99 on the bottom. If it were 3 numbers that were being repeated, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you'd write 1, 2, 3 on the top and 3 9s on the bottom, 999. So, for this particular example, when it's 0.18 with a bar notation, we'd write 18 on the top and 99 on the bottom. Now that can be simplified. 9 can go into both 18 and 99. So we end up with 2/11. So the simplified fraction for 0.18 repeating is 2/11. You can back check this with your calculator and take 2 divided by 11 and you should get 18181818. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down these notes. Don't forget that you have to have a question written down. So be sure to be thinking about what questions you have and jotting them down as they come to you. When you change your rational numbers into decimals, so your fractions into decimals, I am going to allow you to use a calculator on these. So you may use a calculator to solve these problems. You're going to change the fractions into decimals. Remember, when changing a fraction into a decimal, you're going to take the numerator divided by the denominator. And then you need to tell me whether it's terminating or repeating. If it is a repeating decimal, then I'm not worried about you stating the block of digits that repeats, but I do want you to use bar notation. Try these quick check on your own. If you're not sure, I'm going to do them each individually so you can always watch one and try the other three. For A, you should have gotten 0.7 repeating, 0.777. So we write 0.7 with the bar notation, and it's a repeating decimal. For B, you should have gotten 0.9545454. The 54 is what is repeating, so we only put the bar notation over the 54. So that is a repeating decimal. For C, we get 1.375. That's a terminating decimal because the decimal stops. It doesn't go on forever. And for D, we get 0.72 repeating. So we put the bar notation over the 72. Now, probably most of your calculators had 0.727272, and then eventually at the end it had a 3. I'm not sure if you guessed what your calculator was doing, but hopefully you did. Your calculator is actually rounding. You need to be aware if your calculator rounds in doing these problems. We'll talk about that a little bit more tomorrow in class. But again, this problem is a repeating decimal. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down these notes. Don't forget that you have to have a question written down, so be sure to be thinking about what questions you have and jotting them down as they come to you. Number 2, write as a fraction or mixed number in simplest form. Again, I'm going to do each one of these individually, so you can either pause the video and try and do them on their own, or you can watch one and try to do the other two. Please try to do at least one of them by yourself. 1.75 would be written one whole number, and then we need to change the 75 after the decimal point into a fraction. Well, we write the 75 on the top, and then we're going to put 100 on the bottom because we put a 1, and because there were 2 digits after the decimal point, we put 2 zeros. So 1 and 75 hundredths reduces to 1 3/4 because 25 goes into both 75 and 100. For 2.32, we write that 2 is the whole number, and then we change the 0.32 into the fraction. 0.32 would be 32 on the top, and then again we're going to put 100 on the bottom because it has 2 numbers after the decimal point. 32 hundredths reduces to 8 over 25, so we end up with 2 and 8/25. 0.65 as a fraction would be 65 over 100 because again we have 2 digits after the decimal point, so we put a 1 with 2 zeros. 5 can go into both 65 and 100. 65 divided by 5 is 13. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So we end up with 13/20. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down these notes. Don't forget that you have to have a question written down, so be sure to be thinking about what questions you have and jotting them down as they come to you. For the last examples, we're going to write each decimal as a fraction in simplest form, but this time they're repeating decimals. So remember, instead of putting it over 100 or 10 or 1,000, we're going to put it over 9, 99, 999. Try these problems on your own. Pause the video, try them. Again, I'll work them out each one individually if you want to do them with me. .7 repeating would be a 7 on the top, and since there's only one digit, we'd put 9 on the bottom. That can't be reduced, so our answer is 7/9. You can always check it by punching it into your calculator, 7 divided by 9. .54 repeating, we would write the 54 on the top, and because it's 2 digits, we'll put 99 on the bottom. 9 can go into both 54 and 9, which simplifies to 6/11. Pause the video if you need more time to copy down these notes. Don't forget that you have to have a question written down. So be sure to be thinking about what questions you have and jotting them down as they come to you.
Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer pulling on the rein. Bells are ringing, children singing.